Guys, looks like the salmon is done. So you can see here we've got them all seasoned up. What we're going to do is just cover them up. Okay, so it took about a minute and a half. Take some pellets down in there. So today on the Louisiana grill, we're going to be doing my favorite, which is some baby back ribs. So what we're going to do is we're first going to put some of this yellow mustard on it. I'm going to put some of this rub that I've mixed up, which is ccryders rib rub. If you want to look it up on all recipes, I use that on all my pork. We're also going to use some of this all-purpose seasoning. It's just a general salt, pepper, garlic. I just buy whatever I can get at the store and that works. Then when we wrap it up, we're going to put some of this Heath Riles butter bath wrap in with our wrap. I've used that several times with my ribs. I really like it. I used to do the butter, the honey, and the brown sugar. This is just easier and you get a better result. So stick around and we'll show you how we do that. What we got to do is trim these up a bit and get this membrane off of them. So to do that, I just get a spoon. You can get underneath there, maybe. Let's try it here. There we go, just like that. I'm just going to pull that up like so. I'm going to grab one of our paper towels so that we can get a hold of it. And just tear that off. Nobody wants to be chewing on that. Now we'll get this other one here real quick. Just like so. He doesn't want me to grab onto it very easy. Trying to come off in two pieces. Pull that back. Then we're going to grab our knife here. And I like to just get like this. See how this is just a chunk of skin, fat. I had to cut this off, square it up a bit. This end doesn't look too bad, but if there's a lot of fat on this front side, then I like to take and trim these up a bit, get some of the fat off them. Stuff that doesn't look like you want to chew on it. Just like that. This stuff is little loose stuff that the butcher just kind of left hanging on there. Stuff like that you just want to cut off. Square them up a bit so that they look good. I'll put that on the grill. Little treat for later. Get this off here. Let's check the front side of this one. This one doesn't look too bad. A little bit right there that's kind of hanging off. Trim that off. Other than that, it looks good. So now, we'll get these things seasoned up. First thing we're going to do, yellow mustard, just as a binder. Probably doesn't really need it, they got a lot of moisture on them, but I always do it this way. Helps that rub stick there, helps to get that bark set up, and it doesn't do anything more or less for the flavor. As far as I can tell, it tastes the same. It just helps the rub stick. Some people do it, some don't. Just a matter of preference. People use all kinds of different stuff. I just like the mustard. It's easy, it's cheap, and it works. Just do what works for you. Okay, got that on there. Get that off my hand. Okay, so then we're going to take our all-purpose rub here, just salt, pepper, garlic. You can use any all-purpose rub you like. I just picked this one up at the local grocery store. Sometimes I use the McCormick, sometimes I just whatever. It all is about the same. Like I say, this just is, it's called Alpine Touch, but it just has salt, pepper, and garlic in it basically. So I just like to do a light layer with that and get a, it's all about having layers of flavor on here. So you get that when you eat it, all those different layers. You see I don't put a heavy coat of that on there, just a light coat. My rub also has salt, pepper, and garlic in it, but a little extra doesn't hurt. So now we're going to flip these bad boys over and get our rub on there. Like I said earlier, this is the ccryders rub. If you look it up on all recipes, I'll also tag it in the description on the video. But it's really good on ribs. I use it on pork. All my pork, if you watch my videos, you'll see that I use this rub. I mix it up myself. It's got salt. Oh, it's got, you'll have to look at the recipe. Salt, pepper, nutmeg, paprika, chili powder, cayenne pepper. You name it, pretty much it's in there. Rosemary, garlic. But it has just a little bit of heat to it. It's got some brown sugar in it, so you get a little bit of sweetness too. But it's a really good rub. Like I say, I use it pretty much on everything pork related. So I'm going to go ahead and get these finished seasoning up, and then we're going to get these over to the smoker and we'll put those on. I'll show you that when we get over there. Alright, so you can see that rub's all wet. Let's suck the moisture up into it. So it's ready to go on the smoker. I'm going to put these two racks in here. I'm going to put this one down here. And this one over here, just like so. You want to set them in there how you want them to look when they're cooked, because that's how they'll stay. I'll show you my setup here that I've got. So I've got right here, you can see I've got a water pan in here. I like that. It kind of helps keep the heat a little more even, keeps a little moisture in there. And then I've also got my smoke tube that adds a little more smoke. Before I had this grill, I had a propane smoker, and I had a smoke daddy attachment on the back so I could give it a lot of smoke. Pellet grill doesn't give it quite as much smoke as I like, so I like the smoke tube. Add a little more smoke to these ribs, but they're going to be good. You can see how good those ribs look already. That rub, just that red color with all the paprika and the cayenne pepper and the chili powder in there, just makes them look awesome. Makes them taste awesome too. So I can't wait to get these cooked and try them out. These ribs have been in there about 3 hours. They're to the point the rub's sticking to them, so we're going to get them off. We got our Heath Riles barbecue butter bath wrap here. And we've got some apple juice. We need two and one and a quarter cups of apple juice, because I don't want to use all this. It says to use 5.5 cups of apple juice. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it'd probably go bad on me before I used it all. So I'm just going to take like a quarter of this, which is about there, and mix it in there. And I'll save the rest, that way I don't have to store it in my refrigerator. I'm just going to stir this up with the apple juice. And that's how simple this is. That's why I like this Heath Riles barbecue butter bath. Because you're not cutting butter up, you're not spreading honey, you're not putting brown sugar. You just put this in here, you mix it up, and you dump it in. And that's really good. as good as doing it the other way, if not better. I think it's better, to be honest with you. So we're going to get these ribs off, and then we'll show you how we wrap them. Alright, so let's take a look here. I'll bring you in closer here. If you take a look at these ribs, you can see that rub's good and stuck to those. Here's our little piece we cut off the end. We're going to try that here in a bit. But we're going to get these ribs off, and we're going to get them wrapped up. Still warm. Not bad. Okay. We're going to get these over on the table and wrap them up. Get these baby backs wrapped up. They're looking good. We're going to put the meat side down. And we kind of pull this up here so it doesn't run all over when we dump it in there. So we're supposed to put about 3/4 of a cup of this in. So we're going to put about probably 3/4 to a 1/2 cup there. And we're going to wrap these up. Double wrap them in this aluminum foil. Have to be careful on the ends when you wrap these. Hold your hand there. I've had it poke the bones through. That's no good. Just like that, we're going to get that thing back on the smoker. We're going to do the same thing to this one. Just going to dump this on here. Yep. It's going to run off on me. Table's tilted that way quite a bit, so that ought to be good. And I'm telling you, if you haven't ever tried this Heath Riles butter bath, give it a shot. This is the 3rd or 4th time I've used it, and every time I like it better. Not only because it's so easy to use, but because it tastes so good. And they didn't pay me for this or anything. I'm just stuff I've tried and I like it. Nobody pays me for anything I do, trust me. It's not that, I'm not that good at it. But it does taste good. So I'm going to get these back on the smoker. We'll let them go for a couple hours. Hour, hour and a half, and then we'll get back and show you where we're at. Get these baby backs back on the smoker. Meat side down. Get them good and tender. We're just going to let those roll for an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. We'll probably at an hour and a half check them, see where they're at, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so you can see the bones are just barely starting to pull through on this. So we're going to glaze these up with some sauce, and we're going to get them back on the grill. So in this bowl I mixed this Candied Jalapeno BBQ sauce. It's Amish Wedding, it says on it. It's a brand. You can buy this online. It's really good barbecue sauce. I recommend it. It's got pretty sweet, but it's got some heat, a little bit of heat to it. Then I also put some thinned it down with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, just so it's not quite so thick on there. I'm going to give these a good coat of this on this back side, and I'll set it up here on the smoker. I'm going to coat the front side of this. You'll see how good these look after being in that butter bath. Look at that, how they bend. About ready to fall apart on me, but still have the right amount to them. We're going to take this, glaze these. We'll let them sit here on the smoker for about probably, a lot of people say to go an hour, but it seems like too much to me, so I usually just let them go for about 15-20 minutes, sometimes a half hour. I just like to look at it, just enough to get the sauce to tack up. So I'm going to get this other rack on, and then we'll be back when we show you the finished product. Oh yeah, smoky. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty. We're going to take that over, cut them up, and try one. Alright, so I'm going to try this thing out. Oh yeah. Look at that. The bone. That's good. Really good. That butter bath, that rub, the spices on there, the sauce, a little bit of heat, but it's still sweet. Good smoke ring on there. Take a look at that. And the bite's just good. It's not mushy. It's just a Those are good ribs. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up and a like. We're going to go eat some good food.